That was wonderful. That was wonderful. That was excellent. Christian, yeah, so say something. What do you have to say about our performance?
That was magnificent, sweet, good, great, excellent. Thank you.
I mean, you really all the adjective. You see all the adjective like magnificent.
Hello, my people. How are you?
Okay, ladies and
Long
gentlemen,
time.
can we please
Yeah.
clap for the Diompillor dance group. One more time. Okay. Thank you. Christian, let's continue. No time to waste. No. Before we go, something just came in my mind. Like, what does Chan Chulo mean? Chan Chulo. Somebody said Akisi, like, now I want to go to.
What I'm trying to say, when I was in the refugees school, even the refugees high school, we have this sort of tribe. It's Mandingo, we call them Konyaka. So, like, they make fun of us, the Kisi people, when we are speaking Kisi, you know us, anywhere we gather, we just start
When you're speaking in Chinese.
Yeah, okay, the Chinese. So, it's like a provocation. It's like when God created all the tribes on earth, he didn't get the Kisi people on board. So for him to invent the Kisi people, so he have 3 rocks. God have 3 rocks and went to the ocean and then he threw the first one into the ocean.
Chan Chulo of your time. Can we go to the next item?
So, we also have refreshment. So very soon we'll be doing that.
Okay, next speaker. The next speaker for tonight is... Okay, we're going to call Senators Tom Ngo and LC to give us a speech. Can we please welcome the senators?
Thank you. Before I start, can I acknowledge Christian Taylor, the Secretary, and George, my good friend George Fomba, the Chairman, all the VIP guests, especially all the friends came from interstate, and obviously Benjamin from the US. Could I also acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues from the Labor Party, Honourable Zoe Bertelsen, who's also been here, and Zoe's always been a great friend of the African community. Christian mentioned a story earlier about a white Australian guy asking about why white people couldn't dance very well. I think, Christian, you also, could I also include myself in that category? A lot of Asian people can't dance either, so extra person there for you. I am really excited to be here tonight to be part of the Diompillor Australia National Convention 2009, also known as KISIA. I'm pleased that the convention is bringing people from, for the first time, 3 different nations together, from Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone, to celebrate Kisi culture through music, art, food and traditional performances. I also understand this conference not only celebrates your many success stories, but also talk about the challenges that your community are facing in Australia and at your former home. The theme is unity, diversity and development, which I fully agree with Benjamin's presentation previously about the themes. In South Australia, I'm told in the past 12 months, many African communities struggling to get government funding, and some of the funding that the community got from the previous Labor government, unfortunately, didn't continue with the new government. And you lost great friends like Zoe Bettison, who was the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, and she always had been a good friend, advocates for your community and support your community throughout these years. Obviously, it's harder in opposition, but could I just offer my office, and obviously Zoe's office, to your community, if in the future, if you have grant application that you need help filling out or sharpening it up, I will have my office to do what we can to assist to make the application better. So hopefully that you get more grants to help you with these sort of community events, which I think it's beautiful. I do like coming to African community events because it relaxes me. We live in a very stressful environment. So this is sort of my therapy for the rest of the week and maybe months to come. So on a serious note, if we do able to help and assist with grant applications, that you can have a bit of money to help to run these sort of events, my office will willing to do what we can to assist. So thank you once again, and continue to enjoy the night.
Keep clapping, guys. Keep clapping.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We could just leave it here. When somebody comes, and we just.
Okay. Thank you, Senator, for that promise and that speech. Because I'll tell you one thing. Like for us, we like to do follow up. So the senator just said that when we have a program, multicultural program like this, we should try to use thank you. Next.
So, the next part of the program is a speech that a very important person in our midst. She's known as but Honorable Zoe Bettison.
Zoe is a state member
mic me up?
Sorry.
What's that?
Parliament for South Australia,
hold it.
seat of Ramsay, and she's the Shadow Minister for Trade, Tourism and Investment. Can we please clap for Zoe as
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here representing the Labor leader, Peter Malinauskas. He sends his great regards. Unfortunately, he couldn't attend tonight, but he was incredibly impressed that for the second time, Adelaide is hosting your national conference. There are many leaders here tonight, and of course, I can't go without mentioning Uncle George. I first met George many years ago. He said, "I'm Uncle George." And I said, "I think I might be older than you." But it stuck. And he is an incredible leader, supported very much by his executive team and many volunteers. But tonight, I want to talk about the importance of culture and the importance of having your children here as they are growing up and living their whole lives here in Australia. People often raise with me what a challenge it is to have a life in Australia, but remember your roots, remember your heritage, and remember your culture. But we just saw a display of wonderful dancing. And I see young women in our state connecting with their culture, proud of their culture, but living here in South Australia and being Australians with a great future. Now, it's easy for me to stand here and say that it won't be a challenge. But as a proud mother of an African Australian, I know that we will have our times where questions will be asked and people will say, how do you want me to live my life? But when we come together as a community and we show each other the warmth that's in this room tonight to come and celebrate, we know that our future is strong and it's bright. Our community here is young and dynamic and growing. We have achievements in sport, academics and education, and in business. And I'm very excited about what the future may bring. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and I'm delighted my husband Azaka is here. And I congratulate you for a wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Zoe Dr.
This is kind of light on here. It's gonna drop.
Thank you for your remarks and
Yeah,
thank
we'll
you for being with us here tonight. Now, we move on to the next part of the program, but while we're doing that, we also want to do it in accordance with refreshment. So we ask that we do this politely, gently, without making noise, because the program will be going on at the same time. So we actually gonna do it table-wise. So
Someone car lights on the main street. This is the plate number. It's quarter on. The person left the car lights on.
sorry for the interruption.
Sorry for the interruption,
Yeah, you need to
everyone.
introduce Marble.
We've got a car that left its
When it
light
comes
on
to
on the main street, and the license plate is S053CBW. S053CBW, your lights are on. Thank you. Just before we go to Article 13 of the program, we would like to call on like two more speakers actually, because of time. We have to make some adjustments. Before any time to waste, we would like to call on Mrs. Laura Azanku for her speech.
I acknowledge this land as the traditional land of the Ghana people, and we respect spiritual relationship with the country. I also acknowledge the Ghana people as the custodians of the Adelaide region, and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Ghana people today. We also pay respects to the cultural authority of the Aboriginal people, visiting and attending from other areas of South Australia, Australia. Mr. George Fomba, Chairman of Diompillor Kisia, and former member of SAMIAC. Mr. Christian Taylor, Secretary of Diompillor Kisia, South Australia Incorporated. Participants and representatives from overseas and interstate. Honorable Tong Ngo, MLC. Honorable Zoe Bettison, member for Ramsey. Mr. Mabokden Mariel Mabok, Chair of the African Communities Council and member of SAMIAC former. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Laura Azanku, and I'm a member of the South Australian Multicultural and Ethnic Affairs Commission. And I am honored to be here this evening representing the chairman of the commission, Mr. Norman Schuler. Mr. Schuler regrets he is unable to attend because of a long-standing prior overseas commitment. He has personally asked me to pass on his best wishes for this important event and for the future of the association. It is a special pleasure to be here at the opening of the 6th Diompillor Australian National Convention. the Diompillor National Convention gives focus to the purpose of the Kisi community. Your drive to promote and preserve your language and to express and take pride in Kisi culture. Those of us who have had the privilege to spend time with the Kisi community are left in no doubt about your pride in being Kisi people. Your music, food, and traditional performances reflect the shared joy you get from your heritage. Kisi people from all walks of life and from several West African countries. But there is no mistaking the pride you each have as Kisi, being Kisi. As is often said, the Kisi are one people, one family. Ladies and gentlemen, a multicultural society is one where all citizens are respected for who they are, no matter where they were born, what language they speak, what religion they follow, or what cultural traditions they value or practice. The establishment of the South Australian Multicultural and Ethnic Affairs Commission in 1980 was an acknowledgement that multiculturalism adds much to the richness and vitality of the state. Today, multiculturalism is widely regarded as one of South Australia's greatest achievements. And there can be no doubt that it is among our most precious economic and cultural assets. Multiculturalism has delivered remarkable community harmony, continuous cultural renewal and vigor, and extraordinary economic prosperity. Multiculturalism is now our way of life. The multicultural principles of respect, understanding, and inclusion underpin our state's response to our increasing cultural diversity. Multiculturalism means we celebrate, embrace, and share our diverse cultures, languages, traditions, and faith. Through multiculturalism, our whole state has been enriched socially, culturally, and economically. And communities such as the Kisi have all played their part in making multiculturalism such an outstanding success. On behalf of the South Australian Multicultural and Ethnic Affairs Commission, I commend and thank George Fomba and his team for organizing this important 2019 Diompillor Kisia Australia National Convention. Associations such as this play a vital role in the development of communities and the successful settlement and integration of their members. Although the Kisi community in South Australia is young, your dedication and commitment to ensure that the community organizes under one umbrella is a credit to you all. What is important is that you be united by a shared history and a common set of family-held values. Unity does not come always easily, and the National Convention can contribute to a shared vision and a commitment to work together towards that vision. Importantly, your association seeks to achieve much more than the preservation of culture, as important as it is. It has clearly and deliberately set out a number of objectives in its sees, and it sees as the way forward to ensure that the Kisi community is active in the broader South Australian community. On behalf of the Commission, I wish your community well, now and in the future. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Laura, for that wonderful remark.
One more question.
Without any time to waste, we just, because of time, we would like to call on Mr. We would like to call on Mr. Mabok Dan Maria for a speech. Mr. Mabok represents the African Community Council.
I too would like to acknowledge the custodian tradition of this land, the Ghana people, and their spiritual relationship with the land, the current and the past. I also want to take this opportunity on behalf of the African Communities Council and also on behalf of the these wonderful organizations, the Diompillor Australia, and also in Adelaide, to thank our guests and honor them. Honorable Zoe Pedersen, the former Minister of Multicultural Affairs, and now the Shadow Minister for Trade and Tourism. And I want to correct something that before actually, she is not only a friend to Africa, she's our own. She's a member of African Community Council. And she's a member of us. So she's just not only a friend, she's our own. I also want to acknowledge Honorable Tung, and also we have in our midst here tonight a lot more important people. Sister Laura Zanko just finished her speech, and Brother Nick, and Professor, who is also, to me, I think, as always, like my role model, and he's in our midst here tonight. Thank you, Doctor, for actually coming to, be part of this. All the African leaders, especially the three communities, the Liberian community leader, the Sierra Leone community leader, and Guinea. I know Guinea have not established the organization yet, but at least they have members here. Brother George Fumba, who is the president of the Kisi Diompillor in South Australia, and our brother from the USA, Brother Benjamin. Thank you. We have a very deep American accent, but at least we've got your message has come. Your message has come through to us. All other leaders that have come here, our sister Sure, I was actually very impressed the way she organized that dance there with your sister. Thank you so much. All other leaders and brothers and sisters, what a day, and what the theme really to pass on tonight, which is unity, diversity, and development. As an African leader, I'm always, as you all know, that whatever is organized by this wonderful community, I'm always part of it. Not to say I'm only favoring one community, but I always say that when you organize yourself very well, you will be respected. And that's what exactly this community has done. I know God created all people, and in our 54 countries, for some reason, God said there should have to be tribes. So in Liberia, there are 16 tribes, and Kisi is one of them. In Sierra Leone, there are 16 tribes, and Kisi is one of them. And in Guinea, there are 24 tribes, and Kisi is one of them. Now, for you to come out of all of this, to come and form one united Kisi, that's what I always call a triangle of respect. Triangle of respect starts with organizations, education, and wealth. Because when you are organized, anyone respects you. When you are educated, anyone respects you. If you have wealth, anyone respects you. And that's why a lot of people talk about Bill Gates and other people because they have money. So these three pillars, if you have them, you will be respected. It doesn't matter where you come from. But at least if you acquire this, then you will be respected. So as far as the Kisi Diompillor of Australia and also all over the world, they are going to be respected because they've started now with the organization. And I know there are a lot of them who are also educated here. And I know there will be a lot of them who will acquire also wealth. So I'm always proud to be part of their organizations. But what I also wanted to mention here, which our brother mentioned, is about the unity, which is the first thing that we put up here. Now, unity sometimes comes with a cost. It comes with the cost of losing your brother or sister because they did not want a unity. It comes with a cost because some people can come and influence you to spoil the unity. But if you are united, then there should be people who are working behind to bring that unity. And those people are the executive, which are led by our brother here. I don't call him uncle because I'm older than him. And as far as African culture is concerned, I cannot call him an uncle. He is to call me an uncle. So he's a brother to me. In that unity is driven by people who are there, who are not paid, they are doing voluntarily to bring all these organizations together. So we need to give them that respect. Whether they are young or old, we need to give them that respect. And even though we have formed the tribes, sometimes there can be also some negativity. One of the professors was addressing his fellow citizens. And he said, there are 3 types of people in any given time. One of them is an idiot. An idiot is, of course, we all know what somebody's idiot is. And the second is a tribeman. Somebody who only looks into his nose, only his tribe. If you are a tribe, if you are a Kisi, you only look here, just a Kisi. You don't see somebody else. And an ideal person. And he described an ideal person to be somebody who is very open, somebody who is welcoming, somebody who is called a good citizen. And that's what I wanted also to pass tonight. What you have displayed here put you in the 3rd category of ideal members. That's why you see all these couples, they are not only kisses. I come from East. There are also our brothers and sisters here from Australia who are part of us here tonight. So that is putting you now in the 3rd category of being an ideal citizen. An ideal citizen is a citizen who is going to be part and parcel of developing this wonderful country as well. So let's keep that and make sure that as a Kisi Diompillor in Australia, regardless of what my brothers mentioned, yes, there are people there sometimes who are called antisocial elements. They will always be in our midst. But they are still part of us anyway. So, and there are people who sometimes listen with their eyes, not with their ears. So when they see something good like this, they come and enjoy with us. This is really a good thing. So let's leave them to be people that listen with their eyes, but not with their ears. And we move on. God bless Diompillor, God bless Australia, and God bless Africa. Thank you.
Can we please clap again for Mr. Mabok? Mr. Mabok is somebody in the African community that I've come to like have for. Mr. Mabok has always been like there for me, especially like when I'm having my university programs, I contact Mr. Mabok and he makes sure things happen. Like he brings in speakers, he makes sure like he gives like you know, like he comes to talk. And one of the things he's talked about like is volunteerism, volunteering. Like Mr. Mabok always admonished like us, especially young Africans, to like volunteer, to make use of volunteering. Because of volunteering, you learn the necessary skills that you're going to need in the workforce. And for that, Mr. Mabok, I say thank you for always preaching that message. For any time to waste is like Article 13. I know some people are asking what is Article 13. So Article 13 is like full time. Yeah, full time. Or many able or mouth fellowship. So because we don't want to like disrupt the audience, we would like to start from the left of the room or the hall. So the first table can go for their food.
While we proceeding table by table. Table 1 will start after table 1, table 2. While they are doing that, we'll call on D generation for a